For the final of the 1998 Tiger Cup, hosts Vietnam take on Singapore. Football-crazy Southeast Asia is expected to come to a standstill. Vietnam have been terrific hosts, and the fan support have lifted their team to a place in the final. In the semi-finals, Vietnam upset Thailand, a regional powerhouse, 3-0. And Singapore continued that trend of upsets by beating favourites Indonesia 2-1. They drew 0-0 in the league match in Group B, but now it's the big one. Can Vietnam be inspired once again by home support, or will Singapore continue their fine run in the tournament? Vietnam versus Singapore coming up live on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. From the Hanoi Stadium in Vietnam, live, welcome to ESPN for the big one. We've just been through the national anthems, and what a special moment it is for the team in red and white. The hosts, Vietnam, take on Singapore. A surprise packet of the tournament. They've done well so far. But what a cauldron this is, the Hanoi Stadium, officially seating 25,000, and reputedly a lot more. With just as many people waiting outside the stadium as well, hoping against hope to get a look into this very special moment. The crowd support has been one big factor for Vietnam's success, and Singapore will have to battle that and the skillful players of the Vietnamese team. All in all, the biggest tournament, football, hosted by Vietnam, and they've done it in great style. Our referee for the day, Kim Young-ju from Korea. His two assistants, Michael Andrews from India, to our right, and Claro Palomo from the Philippines. The noise levels are likely to be deafening throughout the match. Of course, should Vietnam press into the Singapore half, the decibel level is going to reach sky high. For Singapore too, it's a very special moment. Their last win in any sort of regional tournament came back in 1994 in the Malaysia Cup. And before that, it was 1980 in the same tournament. A bigger tournament, as it were, was 1989, the Southeast Asian Games, when Singapore finished runner-up, losing to Malaysia then 3-1. But this is a huge moment for both teams. The South and so too Win Van Dung, another forward. Singapore have just one change in the lineup. Gusta Guzarisha, a very talented midfielder, will not be starting. Instead, Samawira Basri, an attacking midfielder, number 7, is going to get a starting position. The captain of Vietnam, Win Hu Tan, who had to miss an earlier match because of suspension, is back, leading his side. And so too Win Van Dung, another forward. Singapore have just one change in the lineup. Gusta Guzarisha, a very talented midfielder, will not be starting. Instead, Samawira Basri, an attacking midfielder, number 7, is going to get a starting position. The captain of Vietnam, Win Hu Tan, who had to miss an earlier match because of suspension, is back, leading his side. And if the team should go on and win, what a special moment it will be. There has been some speculation about how Singapore are a little more tired than the hosts, having to play their semi-final in Ho Chi Minh City, traveling there and then traveling back, packing, unpacking. Couldn't really get their workouts in the last few days. On the other hand, Vietnam have been steady in Hanoi. No fault of theirs. They were second in the group, and they did not have to travel. Boots it up.
Better build-up by Singapore.
And not again. Touch too long.
Well, there's certainly nothing
So
new
in the
in
Singapore
that
back line, they have Haile Iskander,
but really,
who also gets the
built
starting
up
call.
well.
Subramani,
Space.
repeatedly one of the finer
Really ought to do some more
central defenders
forward running, trying to create space.
in this region. And of course, the man who just cleared the ball yet again, Sasi Kumar. Big, tall,
area.
difficult to get past. Really, he has been a pillar for his team in the Tiger Cup.
Might they hope to unsettle Vietnam defense. Referee fighting for it, momentarily winning it.
Both teams just testing each other out. Of course, they did play in the group match when they drew 0-0. And it must be said that Singapore did get the ball into the net twice.
Late call that.
Both times,
finally indicating
the decision
that,
seemed,
Singapore's
well, a little tricky. It was called offside. The goals were disallowed.
On balance, we'll have to say that Vietnam are probably the stronger team, the more imaginative, even a little more skillful.
This young man's done a lot of hard work for his team. Mohammad Razal, goalkeeper, effected plenty of spectacular saves.
Did win. Singapore 1-0.
He has really been quite outstanding.
For the third and fourth
Extra ball in the field taken care of.
Southeast Asian Games. Carter. Singapore thus finished fourth in that game.
For Vietnam, of course, there's Lee Huyen
Here
Duc,
they are with a chance to
who should be their main
achieve
man
the
up front, but he does have a lot of support in Win Hong Son, number 8, who has scored a couple of goals in the tournament himself, and really is a very opportunistic striker. Though officially, he does stay a little further back. That's Chiu Kwang Ha, the right midfielder. And they may just be looking for a goal again from Trong Viet Quang. They scored their first goal against Thailand, although he is, of course, a midfielder. He likes to attack every once in a while. Rafaeli once again wasn't happy with the marking. And the referee is letting the game go on for a bit. Just checking to see whether
no doubt be marking
within
Lee
bounds
Huyen Duc.
as well.
He is a whole head taller.
The flow of the game extremely important.
Singapore forwards may not have achieved much.
Unlike Singapore, Vietnam, of course, have
have
done reasonably well at regional tournaments. They were third in regional tournaments. They were third in the inaugural Tiger Cup held in Singapore, 1996.
Unfortunately,
When the hosts, the attack, failed to reach the semi-finals, that was not very well received in Singapore. And Vietnam, on that occasion, beat Indonesia 3-2 in the third and fourth playoff.
right now.
The first look at Latif. He does have a fair amount of speed and a powerful right foot. Not too happy. That's too powerful.
And the word or two with the
Crossbar.
assistant referee. Game goes on. Latif, I must say, has played a soft and funky non-kind of game.
Latif, perhaps just a touch over anxious. He got 3 very quick goals in the tournament. After the last couple of matches, he has been goal shy.
Regular.
You might see quite a few attempts from Latif, trying to get back onto the scoreboard. There he is again. Brought down, but lost the ball by then, thought the referee. Fair challenge from Zulkarnain. And now Singapore with a little bit of space. He is a marked man today, isn't he? Rafi Ali coming out the worst in about the 4th or 5th challenge. And
overlap.
The referee knows what he's doing, it appears.
Good work.
Just wants things to
skill.
calm down, cool off.
Rafi.
Vietnam, of course, known for their spirited game.
Rafi. That was a lot better than the long ball. The poor chance of success. Falls really well.
Zulkarnain Zainal, who scored a brilliant goal from just about that position. The keeper then thought
Finally,
it was going to be a cross,
clearance.
and went right over him into goal. What a tumble there. Sasi Kumar, the tall man, coming, trying to get the head.
Really used
Samabek Basri, number 7, was in there. He's a midfielder, but he loves to attack. Now, a little bit of space for Vietnam. The speed of the game picking up just a bit. The initial testing period perhaps now over. And you cannot overestimate the power of the first goal.
Singapore defenders
Not only taking the team into the lead, psychologically, a tremendous confidence booster. Who's going to get it? Liu Hin Duk and company, or Latif and company?
They need to create some aggressive opportunities, and that's where Singapore has been lacking today.
That's the striking pair for Singapore. Rafi and
Back to Duk Thang.
Latif.
Pulls in the cross.
Latif with all the speed and the nose of the striker. And Rafi Ali, tremendous opportunist, comes flying in. Head home some of those long crosses.
Rafi Ali
He has really been outstanding in the tournament.
Like a terrier.
The range that's a little too long.
Big and
The
burly.
captain will try and do something,
Liu Hin
make
Duk
something out of it. Zulkarnain Zainal. Rudy Caron does well. The cross.
15 minutes into the second half. Liu Hin Duk really not allowed very much space by big Sasi Kumar.
Well, that really was a waste, wasn't it? Rudy Caron doesn't quite prefer his left foot. And perhaps that's one of the reasons why that cross went completely wayward. And a good look at Tran Tien An, goalkeeper for Vietnam
of the 1998 Tiger Cup. We're about 15 minutes through into the half, and still
both keepers
0-0.
haven't really had much to do so far.
A few opportunities created by both
No
teams in
real
the second half.
testing attempt on the goal.
Nothing really to speak of.
But still early days.
Vietnam with 1 or 2 shots directed well, saved by the keeper. Singapore, on the contrary, not really making very much of their attacks at all.
Wen Kai.
Here's an opportunity now. Rafi Ali looks up to find Latif.
Win Van Dung in the corner. And a quick look now at Liu Hin Duk, number 10. One of the most dangerous customers inside the box. Very skillful. Hong Min. Liu Hin Duk. He's such a hero in Vietnam.
He said that forwards Singapore haven't really been fed very well by their midfielders.
Very understandably so. He is extremely talented. A striker of great potential.
Haven't really supplied the forwards with any quality passes and crosses. And both Latif and Rafi working very hard trying to just get the ball up.
The injury before the start of the Tiger Cup might just hamper his skills to an extent, perhaps the speed.
Doing so,
But still,
tiring himself just a bit.
Singapore defence will be very aware that given half a yard, half a second, he could turn things around.
Subramani chasing.
2 against 2. Latif. Now, of course, more red shirts in. Zainal. Farron did get a header on. Fall well.
Sent through there, the cross. Though the keeper almost had it covered. Line header.
I must admit, both teams are playing as hard as possible without being rough in any way.
Forward.
They haven't had too many illegal challenges.
Son. Flying in for that header.
15 minutes into the first half.
Covered a lot of distance.
No goal so far.
Beats Subramani to the ball.
Every effort of the Vietnam team bound to be cheered on and applauded loudly. Any attack that builds up, such as this one, with all the support it needs. A wild cross to end that promising move. Leo Nduk would rather be in the centre than to be sending those crosses. Leo Nduk really an absolutely top player in the nation, with an army of fans. Led the Vietnam League as the top scorer for 2 years.
Under pressure.
That was a year or so ago. Last year, his progress hampered by injury.
Huge moment.
Latif.
First in the tournament and getting through to the finals. Beating Thailand 3-0.
3 against 1. Samavira Basri couldn't do much.
Special prize for the king. Winning the tournament.
Basri, who recently won the Goal of the Month award for his strike in the Yes League against Jurong. Very effective wing-back. He's normally a substitute, but
gradually
gets a look in as a starter. This vital final match.
Great with Vietnam defense. Might take a few chances. Might take a
Subramani.
number of such opportunities, but they're bound to then rattle. Vietnam defense.
Leo Nduk.
A lot more than gone a begging. Haven't really been on the mark.
Now 3 against 1. Wasn't much scope. And the Lions get an opportunity for a quick counter. Rafi Ali. Too long. Of course, a very special moment for Barry Whitbread, but yeah, now Alfred Riedel,
Very
the
promising
coach of the Vietnam team, was instrumental in taking them for.
And that's a goal.
Corner.
Sasi Kumar beating the keeper to it.
Well, it does look like in the last 10 minutes or so, Vietnam have done most of the pressing. Combination of the yellow card.
Aghast how this went. Sasi Kumar, who challenged the keeper.
And the Singapore team busy defending, not really
Ball
creating
drifting
too
into the
many
goal. And the tall
offensive
defender
maneuvers.
from Singapore has taken his team to a 1-0 lead. Broke the offside trap. And then
One
off the
half.
shoulder, I think. Tran Tien An not really picking the
Just
ball cleanly. We'll
over
get another look. Sasi Kumar, very tall, off the shoulder.
Rafi Ali once again in the thick of it all, trying to win the ball back.
Knew what was going on, but the ball into the net. And the crowd, well,
The captain, Hu Thang, was brought down,
probably cheered twice as loud now for the team to
for
try and
Vietnam,
level.
which once again they take quickly. The
Despite
plan
all
is
their
really
efforts
quite
and
clear.
pressure,
They do want to try and catch the
possession.
Singapore defence off guard.
Vietnam behind by 1
They
goal.
almost succeeded
The
with that
final
free
of the
kick, which
Tiger
they
Cup.
took rather quickly. Was
Perhaps
eventually
just
wasted.
about 15 minutes or so.
Subramani.
to go for the end of the match.
We haven't seen too much of him just yet, but coach Barry Whitbread rates him as the best defender of the region. That's quite something.
Vietnam bench.
Key member of the team.
Defensive. Good time.
Nguyen Van Dung, one of the key members of Vietnam attack, along with Liu Hin Duc.
What a turnaround. And I did say
Quick
earlier
on
on in the first half that every once in a while the team that keeps pressing suddenly finds has gone down by one
Working
goal.
out quite so well for
Against
Singapore.
run of play. Exactly what
They
happened.
really do have to think of something else.
Singapore so far have that big man in defence.
Mix it up a bit.
Thanks for the turn of
Take it
events.
from the middle, take it out from
Rafi
out
Ali.
wide. But they've got to do something
But
for
Rudy Cairo has-
gradually Vietnam are asserting
ball.
their supremacy in the final.
Offside. Lots of urgency to the play
Even
now.
as I say that, I'm quite aware that very often the first goal is scored against the run of play.
Too long.
Takes the defence of the other side a little by surprise.
Time for a substitution.
Samawara Basri working
Minyu,
hard on the right.
midfielder. Also can
Where
attack a
Rudy
bit.
Cairo is not really very
Going in
visible.
and
Normally he does
forward
most of the
with
running on
Van
the
Dijk,
right side for
14.
Singapore. Long throw preparation
Big
by
break.
Kadir Yahya. The right central defender. Gets it back.
a case of fresh instructions. Minyu, more of a midfielder than
Subramani.
who's gone up with Van Dijk.
Zulkarnain Zainal was right there for the header.
More of an attacker, really. Wonder what
Did
the
try and
strategy
provide it
here
the
is.
right direction. Maybe too much air. Subramani with that long curling kick. Found the man. Zainal's header way over the mark. A little better by Singapore. They've got to keep the Vietnam defence in check.
Now, of course, time to mention the frequent accusation against the Singapore team. Should they go into the lead,
Sasi
They
Kumar
tend to
bumped
sit
there a
back.
bit, and Singapore get the free
being
kick.
this the final of the 1998 Tiger Cup, I suspect they might break that tradition. Keep up good work. Huge reversal then for
Singapore,
Vietnam,
of course,
host team.
absolutely football crazy. Being fed on a regular diet of the English Premiership.
It's no result to show for it. Captain Wu Tang was going to
A lot of the reports indicate that they don't quite have a lot of belief in their own team
anxiety.
to go and win. In fact, in the
The
semi-finals,
entire nation, 78 million people.
Indonesia was supposed to win, of course.
Probably say
Singapore
the blame.
not allowing that. Brilliant 2-1 win.
A lot of the pressure.
In fact, they led 2-0 at half-time.
Rafi Ali.
Allowed Indonesia only one.
Kadir Yahya on the right.
Money. Can't find direction. There were quite a few changes in the Singapore team as well. That came for the Tiger Cup. Of course, they were missing Fandi, retired a while ago, but they had also dropped strikers, Lee Salvaraj and Stephen Tan.
Singapore doing very well to retain possession.
Therefore, this additional anxiety about whether they would indeed find
Kadir Yahya.
an effective pair up front. That anxiety should be ball placed. Given Rafi Ali in. Rafi's doing rather well. Samawira Basri winning the ball back. Now the captain. Latif. Still with it. In his direction. Long ranger. But Singapore should really do better. A little over anxious that they're not getting enough shots on the Vietnam goal.
So officially now, just 15 minutes left. in the
They've
second
tried
half.
several times, just haven't really
Enough time
tested.
really for Vietnam to
Try
fight back.
Tienan.
Get their equaliser.
Vietnamese keepers
Who
yet.
knows, maybe more.
Rafi Ali, a bit of skill.
Has been excellently marked by Sasi Kumar. Hasn't really been given much room. There's no
Rafi
doubt
again.
fighting abilities and had enough room.
Referee allowing play.
Doing the hard work.
It's going a little better now for Singapore. And space. Rafi.
Rafi Ali.
Viral fever of sorts. Seems to have gotten out of that.
Stay legal.
But the injuries will worry.
One car.
Sasi Kumar with his trademark long run.
Subramani does well. All 11 players now for Singapore
Tries to find Rafi Ali.
in their own half. Are they really going to be guilty once again of trying to sit back on that 1-0 lead?
There have been no spectacular bits of skill shown.
Cannot find the
Are
equaliser.
trying to get the ball through the rival defence. Just a few crosses. Might be strong, but big.
Four. Not a very
Speed is the
comfortable
only
option.
problem for Sasi Kumar. One
No
half
reason why Singapore cannot
is in the centre.
attempt another couple of build-ups.
The ball back.
Gradual. But along the ground,
Subramani. Very cool head on his shoulder.
The 2-1 situation, and
Very accomplished defender.
once again it wasn't that clear as a challenge. As we have more substitutions. Vinvancy comes in. He's on 1 yellow, so they have to be careful.
Zainal.
And who really has been fairly visible.
Back to the
today.
skipper.
He did score a great goal against
Rudy Jairo.
Vietnam.
Another long-range attempt. No, that looked like it just might have took a little reflection. But it didn't.
The last quarter.
Well over the crossbar
The second
again.
half. Well, maybe not. Oh, what a dangerous moment that was for the Singapore goal.
It's rising all the time. No threat really for Frontier now.
Nice deep cross.
It does appear that the Singapore boys are charged up for this final that they've suddenly found themselves in.
The defender.
Just a little trouble there for Razel.
But it was a little too deep and he couldn't angle it back in. Singapore goal straight for the moment.
The ball didn't come quite as quickly, and he found that suddenly he was out of the box. Did well to keep his head.
Final dot. Now he's
Deep into the first half, when it was still goalless. A reminder of what happened in their league match. Went to. Goal scoring was at a premium. Basri tries to create a quick run, but for whom?
Goal scorer. As always, too long. Might perhaps be in line for yet another substitution.
Possible error there by Basri, but he recovers.
Somehow we got Basri. He did take a bit of a knock on his forehead earlier on. Finally give way.
Ran Kong Min.
Lim Soon
Basically a
Seng.
defender on the right.
Coming.
All good overlapping runs.
Once again, a defender who does a fair bit of attacking.
Goes back.
He had a nice game when he came on as a substitute for Singapore during their semi-final clash against Indonesia.
Once again a throw for Vietnam. So Vietnam now doing what they did at the start of the game, pressing.
Tries a spectacular
Singapore
touch-on.
defence a little stretched.
Will we see
Little anxiety.
another yellow card? The referee hasn't been completely consistent with those tackles from behind. And Singapore
Okay, I
now.
thought it was
One
Singapore
man
defenders
short.
flashed heads. So there was
Second yellow for
Win
Latif.
Hong Son in the middle.
The referee knows that.
A clash of heads.
And that late
Blue
tackle
shirts. And Hong Son.
will eject
And went down.
Singapore's star striker. Vietnam know now better than ever. This is their opportunity.
Wonder if he's received the cut.
It's quite clear that Singapore will now definitely sit back on their
Vietnam
1-0
bench.
lead and hope for the best.
Wondering what it might take to try and get the first goal. Now then, they've left a man unmarked. Lim Soon Seng. Not a very sharp
Good
clearance.
runner to the right.
Yen Kwang
Fresh.
gets it back. Kong Min.
A little bit of confusion about whose ball it was. Vietnam claim it. They get it.
Captain.
And how
Rudy
terribly
Garro.
unfortunate for the Lions to lose Latif.
Sends it further out, but the Blues just don't have the numbers right now.
Arrive at 11-10 situation.
And they really would do well to try and gradually build up an attack for a change rather than those crosses where they haven't had too much success.
Good work on the right, but Sasi Kumar is there.
Basri again, whom I must say
Lohit
has
looked
worked
really-
very hard.
He's very distressed. Sasi Kumar's
Zainal.
constant attention.
Loses it to the roar of the crowd.
One is through. Good cross. Just wide again.
Well, the two teams trying to outdo each other in terms of
comes in with a very good cross.
who can go
At the
higher
end of it,
over
Woo Min Hugh.
the crossbar.
Substitute who's just come on in.
Windhoek thanked guilty there. He really had plenty of support, lots of red shirts around. He could have built up that move. A little rush of blood, perhaps.
What is also quite obvious is that Singapore will try and take their time. Just about every kick, every throw, every opportunity. And hope that the seconds stick away.
An absolutely houseful situation here at the Hanoi Stadium. And despite the fact that the crowd is still deeply into the match, they might by now be feeling a little disappointed. No goal.
Stein Hung Song. Certainly a lot of urgency now in everything that Vietnam.
The referee's not happy with
do.
Kong Min shoving.
They only have about
Zainal will
under
win.
10 minutes.
Free kick. A bit of a worry there for.
And somewhere,
Singapore.
somehow, to find the equaliser.
Looks like Basri has a little cut on his forehead. He's being attended to by the physio as well as the incumbent coach for Singapore, Vincent Subramanian, who of course, till he takes over that job right after this tournament, is the junior coach, or the coach of the junior side for Singapore.
Sasi Kumar once
Obvious
again
attempt
heading
there
out of
to
danger.
take things easy while Weera gets done up.
Pressure will continue.
And this
One opportunity given there to Do Van Kai. Came running in, had some space in front of him.
time.
And the Singapore defence was
Playing
caught napping.
11 to 10. Hong Song.
Fortunately for the keeper, straight to him. Of course, he will take a little bit of time. And ball out somewhere. Good cross it was too.
Keeps it in.
Keeper collected it. A little collision with Sasi Kumar.
Well, looks like he's getting set for a long ranger. Oh, just wide.
No doubt that if there are 8 minutes left now.
Well, that too might have gotten the tiniest of deflections. There was a good strike. Looks like Mohamed Rizal might have been a little unsighted. The ball was on the ground most of the time. And finally, that desperate dive. Didn't really have to make the save.
Free kick to Vietnam. Rafi Ali still fighting there, trying to create an
Rizal
opportunity.
probably saw it a little
himself.
late.
In desperation, Vietnam
Yes, he
resort.
wasn't moving till the
These
ball
long
was much
ranges, they
closer
don't
to
need
him.
They are 11 to 10.
Had that been on target, it
Little bit
could
of
have been
sustained
tricky.
pressure. Inside the box. Mike just field them the all-important equaliser. Just 5 minutes left now.
The last few minutes now of the first half. Can Singapore mount a serious challenge? They haven't really so far. There's been much more.
It hasn't been the most fast-paced.
That is a brilliant little touch on.
Tiger Cup,
If he can get a good cross in.
but it is nevertheless special. Two outsiders fighting for the title.
Neverthelheless, good work by Win Hong Song.
Thailand and Indonesia both
Couple of
falling
goals in the tournament
in the
himself.
semi-finals.
Quite a hard-working member of the Vietnam
There were
forward
a
line.
number of people in the region who thought that
Wang Kao wants
that
the ball.
was divine intervention after their rather shoddy show in the last league match. Here we are, the final moments then. 4 minutes or so
From the
left.
Singapore point of view, the game is drifting just a bit. They haven't come up with
The end of the
anything new.
match. Rafi Ali still pumped up, still hoping for an opportunity.
No real inspired move.
Score his third
No
goal
bits
of the
of
tournament. He's done
spectacular
exceedingly
skill.
well already for Singapore.
They've just been busy defending most of the time.
Scoring two vital goals and generally having a hand in everything that happens on the attack.
Perhaps a tribute, of
Kept
course,
in.
to the Vietnam midfield. They haven't allowed
Although the
the
keeper
build
had
up.
missed it. Defender got to it quickly enough. A pile up of bodies there.
Subramani.
Onson.
Another potch up.
The keeper's down.
Well, to their credit, Vietnam
So
are
headed it out.
more on target than Singapore have been.
Lots of writhing
Ewan
going
Duk
on.
deciding to
The keeper fell badly on his hands, that's for sure.
take matters in his own hand, or leg in this case.
His right wrist
But straight to
or
Rizal.
finger seemed to be affected. And the referee must be very keen to get on with the
Very
game.
difficult to
So
keep
to
Sasi Kumar on
Vietnam.
the headers.
The man down for
Rafi
Singapore.
Ali is distraught.
Lim Chin Seng did very well to head out the danger.
The referee
An
agrees.
excellent cross.
The handball is due.
As we take a look at it again.
Just 5
On the
minutes
run.
now to end the first
The
half.
perfect one.
And really, the two teams perhaps affected by a touch of nerves.
Lim Chin Seng
Singapore certainly have not been in a major
keeper
tournament
was
final for years and years now.
squarely beaten.
9 to be precise when they were in the Southeast Asian Games.
That's the one thing that Vietnam do
Final.
not need to do.
Lost to Malaysia 3-1 then.
They have the numbers. Perhaps they don't have enough
Well, whatever
time.
the reason, the level of the game,
They have shown earlier on
really
in the game they are
rising.
capable of keeping the ball on the ground and trying to press forward in a more sensible manner.
slight error there by Hong Min.
Strange things that pressure can make you do. Rafi Ali.
On the one hand, we talk about the inspiration that home crowd support can bring you.
For an infringement.
On the other, of course, it must be quite a pressure to live up to their expectations and hopes.
Not going to get it.
With all the oohs and ahs and the crowd going on all the time, and of course the rest of the nation glued onto every moment of the match.
That seemed to be a fairly legitimate
It's
trip
easy
there.
to commit an error or two. Latif
As in a call for a free kick.
hasn't done very much yet.
Vietnam now with just a
Zainal.
couple of minutes.
Weera is now a little more
Desperation
easily
showing there
spotted
every
in the
move.
field, courtesy that wrap on his head.
A spectacular effort.
Rafi
Goes
Ali
just wide
collects
and the keeper is livid. Huge gap in
and the
defense.
cross, met by Zainal. Headed
An
down
acrobatic kick going
towards
just
the goal.
wide.
Basri will keep the attack going.
Oh, wasn't that a spectacular effort?
Sends the ball out.
Keeper really
Zainal
may not have been able to effect the save
Trying
had
to
that
go
been
for that
goalward
header.
bound. Ahmad Rizal lucky.
has the breath knocked out of him. He's up. He's all right. The last couple of minutes now. Well, a goal at this stage would really upset the balance
More
of
like it by
the whole
Vietnam.
match.
Keep it on the ground.
Psychologically, the team that
Good ball
would
through.
go down will go into the break
So
very
very
depressed.
close. The keeper once again beaten. It's amazing how many chances
Vietnam doing the
Vietnam
right thing, and of course the clock ticking.
are being able to conjure up in these final couple of minutes.
Rizal is in no hurry.
Quang Ha there with the opportunity.
Right, it's all about possession now.
Across in an attempted goal.
Can Singapore keep it?
Couldn't quite find his teammate. Mohamed
Till the
Rizal
half-time
under
whistle.
lots of pressure.
The Hanoi Stadium crowd doesn't quite like this delay. Understandably, they've come here to see action, they've come here to see goals. And so far, the action has been moderate. And the goals certainly absent. Weera. Not too much time added on, just a minute. We are officially
keeping.
into stoppage time. Tien Quang sizing it up.
Out of there, well, a couple of balls.
Perhaps just enough
Quickly
time for
sorted
one
out.
last
Situation
opportunity
by
for
the
Vietnam.
referee. Ball floated into play. A corner.
Maybe not so for Singapore.
That's the end of regulation time. We are into stoppage time. Once again, the ball floats into the ground. Valuable seconds are wasted. Vietnam with
Kong
perhaps
Min.
just time for another opportunity
Possibly
or two.
The
One
last bit
half.
of play in the first half.
Ball gets away.
Singapore choose to reorganize.
Taken kindly by the referee. They'll take the free kick quickly.
I think the referee really would have had enough by now. Sasi Kumar, Tyrone with the header. That's it.
Absolute desperation now.
Well, just about all sorts of whistles going
like a rock
all around the field.
In defence.
Rafi is brought down one. Welcome back to ESPN. We've just started the second half of the final 1998 Tiger Cup. The first half going scoreless. The crowd might have been a little disappointed at that, but they certainly kept their spirits up. The heat is up, the humidity is high, and the excitement at fever pitch at the Hanoi Stadium. The hosts hoping for a huge win. And Singapore too, who haven't really won much at the international level in this part of the world. Well, for them, it would be spectacular. And as we've said before, terrific going-away present for their national coach, Barry Whitbread. They did work hard to try and get this team into shape. Rafi Ali did get the header, but quite clearly utilizing the defender to try and gain some height. Second half's begun a little better for Singapore, showing a little more enterprise. The first half really belonged to Vietnam. They created more opportunities. They ran from both sides of the field. Even the centre was broken through every once in a while. Not so for Singapore. Latif was Rafi. Just a touch too long. Kumar. Well, eventually brought down. Again, making a bit too much of it, and the Singapore bench are quite clear in their thoughts. They thought he should be given a 9 for that dive. But he was being troubled by the Blues. Situation. Ball hitting the side of the goal, side netting. The crowd, of course, at least one point in the field. Not quite sure what happened. They thought it was a goal. It's down for Singapore. It does look fairly serious. I think he took the brunt of that pile driver on his face. Good work by Kong Min on the right. Kept the pressure. Refused to relent. Rosal had to effect a late save in first half. Good curler by Kong Min, by Hong Son. Rafi Ali trying to control. Sides now. Ravi Gaya tries to find Latif. Better build up by Singapore, and not again. Well, there's certainly nothing new in that strategy. Some of you might apologize, but really, it had built up well. It had space. The
really ought to do some more off-the-ball running, trying to create spaces and keep the ball in the Vietnam danger area. Only then might they hope to unsettle the Vietnam defense. Duffy fighting for it and momentarily winning it. The late call that, the assistant referee finally indicating that it was Singapore's throw. Ball didn't come late. On balance, we'll have to say that Vietnam are probably the stronger team, the more imaginative, even a little more skillful in the rival box. And so far, a goal has eluded them. Just as a reminder, Vietnam did win against Singapore 1-0. For the third and fourth playoff position in the Southeast Asian Games. Jakarta. Singapore thus finishing fourth on that occasion. So here they are with a chance to achieve the spectacular. A win. An international final. In fact, pushing and pulling. The referee is happy to give away a corner. Sasi Kumar will no doubt be marking Lee Huynh Duc. He is a whole head taller. Much. The defenders and midfielders have certainly been throwing themselves at the ball, playing a very brave game. Unfortunately, the attack, not a very smart one. Through to Latif. Now he does have the speed, doesn't have very much help right now. Latif not too happy. Being upended. Has a word or two with the assistant referee. The game goes on. Latif, I must say, has played a soft, touch-me-not kind of game. And he has only recently graduated from the junior ranks, so perhaps the harsh realities of regular senior football will have to be learned the hard way. With the heat and the humidity, the sheer numbers here in the Hanoi Stadium, it's a real cauldron. He should have taken it quicker. Lost the element of surprise. Zainal will overlap. Good work. Got to change some skill. Ruffy. Rudy. Tries to find Ruffy. That was a lot better with the long ball. The poor chance of success. Falls really well. Finally, brave clearance. The very last second. Subramani. Not for nothing that Barry Whitworth rated highly. It was a very dangerous moment for the Singapore goal. Oh, what a terrific strike. Wang Kao with that final driver. Straight at the keeper. All he had to do was farm it away. And look at the difference in the quality of striking. Vietnam, more often than not, threatening the back of the net, while Singapore almost always way above the crossbar. Duc Thang had the opportunity. Didn't really go for it. For the moment, the danger emerged. The two teams are possibly a little fresh after that break. We've seen slightly better football in the first 10 minutes of the second half. More attempts on goal by both teams. Vietnam, to my mind, steadily getting closer to their first goal. Error by Sasi Kumar was unpunched. Must be a lot of pressure on the Vietnamese players as well, as they have been saying. They're through to the finals, they are the hosts, huge crowd support, lots of expectation. All of that might just be affecting them psychologically. Very colourful and vociferous crowd. There the goal. Good move once again. Duc Thang. Brought down eventually. Really, those challenges don't seem to be as horrible as the post-challenge dive makes them out to be. The referee seems to have been in control once again from Korea. Kim Young-joo. Two assistants, Michael Andrews from India and Claro Palomo from the Philippines. Pressure at the Singapore half continues. Rabioli over the poacher, trying to wait for some sort of a defensive error. It's back to Duc Thang on the left. Great ball. Song. The referee is quite clear, he was right there, a corner again. How long can the Singapore defence hold on? They have been under tremendous pressure. Hong Son. Haven't really supplied the forwards with any quality passes, any crosses. Both Latif and Rafi working very hard, trying to just get the ball up, which is not their primary role. In doing so, of course, they are tiring themselves just a bit. The opportunity comes for a good sharp run. They may be found wanting. Wang Ha sends it up. Subramani chasing. Through there at the cross. There the keeper almost had it covered. A flying header. Almost got through. Rick Van Den forward. Couples with Nguyen Duc. Nguyen Hong Son. Flying in for that header. If you watch it again. Covered a lot of distance. Beat Subramani to the ball. Touch too wide. The pressure on the Singapore goal continues, virtually relentlessly. The Blues haven't really done very much today. Rudy Carroll. Final Pass was telegraphed. Full house here at the Hanoi Stadium, perhaps getting a little restless. The team hasn't really supplied the goals. They've put on the pressure, doubtless. Goal shy. Huge moment for Vietnam, hosting the tournament and then getting through to the finals, beating Thailand 3-0. All of it has looked really promising for the host nation. They just need special icing on the cake by winning the tournament. Subramanian. Really, if Singapore can somehow change strategy here and try and take the ball up gradually, quick 1-2s, little one-touch passes, try and break through the Vietnam defense. Might take a few chances, might take a number of such opportunities, but they're bound to then rattle the Vietnam defense. Most of their long balls have gone a begging, haven't really been on the mark. And now a very promising counter by Vietnam. Easy for Rizal in the end. Well, that's exactly what Singapore ought to be doing, trying to go for a couple of quick counters, keeping the ball on the ground, trying to throw up a few numbers, but they have been so engrossed in defense. They really haven't thought much about plan attack. It's all a little disappointing. They've done very well in the tournament so far, Singapore. Their confidence apparently sky high. It's not really being reflected in the final match. This time he does find. And the right foot on ball given away quite easily. An expensive error it might turn out to be. Latif it was, quickly seizing on that opportunity. Looks like the keeper did get a hand to it, so we will have a corner now. Against the run of play, a little bit of pressure now. Vietnam goal. Error there by Do Van Khai, defender. Good sharp strike from a narrow angle by Latif. Well, we're not quite seeing where the action's going on, but Darry and company seem to be reasonably concerned. And a yellow card. Is it to Rafi Ali, who seemed to be engaged in a private tussle with the keeper, Tran Tien An. After a long, unseemly delay, the corner. Zainal and Rudy Cairo. Zainal again. Oh, the big man, Sasi Kumar, was there. He went just a touch too long. However, some moments of enterprise then by Singapore, creating an opportunity out of nowhere. That really is the job of a striker. Not to keep coming back and fetching the ball. By the time he brings it up, there's nobody to pass to. Good run again on the right. And the point for Singapore, perhaps now showing a little flicker of imagination. It's about time. Deep into the second half and we're still goalless. O'Keefe is inside the goal. The strategy is not going to be of much help except to draw a couple of defenders. Again, Zainal Khairon combination. A long ranger. He's kept along the ground. That's better. And that's a goal. Sasi Kumar beating the keeper to it. Vietnam are aghast at how this went. Sasi Kumar, who challenged the keeper. The ball trickling into the goal. And the tall defender from Singapore has taken his team to a 1-0 lead. Broke the offside trap. And then, off the shoulder, I think. Tran Tien An not really picking the ball cleanly. We'll get another look. Sasi Kumar, very tall, off the shoulder. Not that Sasi Kumar knew what was going on, but the ball into the net. And the crowd, well, probably cheered twice as loud now for their team to try and level. But despite all their efforts and the pressure and the possession, Vietnam behind by 1 goal in the final of the Tiger Cup. And perhaps just about 15 minutes or so to go for the end of the match. Alfred Riedel and company, Vietnam bench, a little pensive. Duc Thang. What a turnaround. Well, I did say earlier on, first half, that the ball from back. Hafi Ali continuing his terrier ways, always trying to poach. Sasi Kumar and Lee Win Duc continue their battle. Being the bigger man, I suppose, Sasi Kumar will always be suspect. Both of them still arguing about it. Well, Sasi Kumar has a job to do. He'll try and do it to the best of his ability. Provided he can stay legal. Wang Ka. Singapore does well. But all 11 players now for Singapore in their own half. And are they really going to be guilty once again of trying to sit back on that 1-0 lead? Hope that Vietnam cannot find the equalizer. Trying to find Ruffy. 1 against 4. Not a very comfortable option. There's no reason why Singapore cannot detect another couple of build-ups, gradual. But along the ground, the referee is not happy with the 2-1 situation. And once again, it wasn't that serious a challenge, as we have more substitutions. Vin Van Zee comes in. He's on 1 yellow, so they have to be careful. man who really has been fairly invisible in the field today, although he did score a great goal against Thailand, Trong Vietnam, number 19. The last quarter of the second half. Oh, what a dangerous one that was in the Singapore goal. Nice deep cross. And then at the end, just wide. Kwang, the defender, did very well to get to it. But it was a little too deep and he couldn't angle it back in. Singapore goal safe for the moment. Zainul dumped. And now he's doing a Vietnam. Taking his time getting up and making quite a meal of it. Goal scorer. Almost as always, too long. Might perhaps be in line for yet another substitution. For the Lions, Samawira Basri, who did take a bit of a knock on his forehead earlier on, will finally give way. And Lim Soon tries to find Hong Son. Certainly a lot of urgency now in everything that Vietnam will do. They only have about, well, under 10 minutes. They have, and somewhere, somehow, find the equalizer. Sasi Kumar once again heading out the danger. Pressure will continue. What an opportunity given there to Do Van Khai. He came running in, had some space in front of him. The Singapore defence was caught napping. Fortunately for the keeper, straight to him. And of course he will take a little bit of time. Send the ball out somewhere. Good cross it was too. The keeper collected it. A little collision with Sasi Kumar. There's no doubt that if there are 8 minutes left now, at least 7.5 of those will be spent in the Singapore half. Money sends it away. Free kick to Vietnam. Rafi Ali still fighting there, trying to create an opportunity for himself. In desperation, Vietnam resort to these long ranges. They don't need to. They are 11 to 10. A little bit of sustained pressure inside the box might just yield them the all-important equalizer. Just 5 minutes left now. It hasn't been the most fast-paced of matches here in the 1998 Tiger Cup, but it is nevertheless special. Two outsiders fighting for the title. Thailand and Indonesia both falling in the semi-finals. There are any number of people in the region who thought that that was divine intervention after their rather shoddy show in the last league match. And here we are, the final moments then 4 minutes or so left. At the end of the match. Rafi Ali still pumped up, still hoping for an opportunity. For his third goal of the tournament. He's done exceedingly well already for Singapore. Scoring 2 vital goals and generally having a hand in everything that happens on the attack. It's kept in. Although the keeper had missed it, defender got to it quickly enough. There's a pile up of bodies there. Hong Son, the only Vietnamese. The keeper's down, so to the men who headed it out. Lots of writhing going on. The keeper fell badly on his hands, that's for sure. His right wrist or finger seems to be affected. The referee must be very keen to get on with the game, so to Vietnam. Man down for Singapore, Lim Soon Seng did very well to head out the danger. An excellent cross. Let me take a look at it again. On the run, but a perfect one. Lim Soon Seng coming to the rescue of his team. The keeper was squarely beaten. That's the one thing that Vietnam do not need to do. They have the numbers, perhaps they don't have enough time. They have shown earlier on in the game that they are capable of keeping the ball on the ground and trying to press forward in a more sensible manner. Strange things that pressure can make you do. Rafi Ali. Looking for an infringement. Not going to get it. That seems to be a fairly legitimate trip there. As the title winners of the Tiger Cup. Just a 1-0 win. The goal coming through Sasi Kumar. And what a going away present for Barry Whitbread and the rest of the coaching staff. The Lions are justifiably delirious. The final on that long ball. The silver medal then to Vietnam. Leo In Duc receiving his medal, a loud cheer for the local hero. And here's Hong Son, who of course received the most valuable player of the tournament award as well. Players come trooping up, some of them can even manage a smile. Well, they have done one better than the inaugural Tiger Cup, held in Singapore in 1996 when they finished third by beating Indonesia 3-2 in the third-fourth playoff, and now narrowly, by the narrowest of margins, missing out on the gold, the second edition of the Tiger Cup, which has already become a symbol of supremacy, footballing supremacy in the Southeast Asian region.